Greetings, everybody. Welcome to week 6. Yeah, week 6. Happy Tuesday. I apologize for not getting this up on Monday. Monday was a little cuckoo crazy. So let's take a look at where we are in the course, because we're about, I don't know, a little over a third of the way through. It is flying by as usual. All right, so as I mentioned, we're in week 6. So this is the week where you are picking your topic for your formal analytical report. So this week, the only thing that you're going to be giving me is the topic choice. And I would encourage you, as you think about topics for the formal analytical report, to consider what you used in terms of topic for your technical documents. They do not have to be on the same topic, but some of the research and perhaps even some of the documents that you created for your technical document portfolio can become part of the topic choice for the formal analytical report. So they are designed to kind of work together. This is also considered technical writing. This is an analytical report rather than just technical documents, doing a how-to type thing, but it is entirely possible to utilize some of the material and or research from the technical documents in the formal analytical report. So this week we are starting that and getting to work on choosing a topic. So let's take a look at that. All right, so week 6 overview and learning materials. As it mentions, this is the biggest assignment. You are going to do both a written report and a video presentation about your formal analytical report. So this is, the biggie. Most of you will choose topics related to your chosen field of study or work. But of course, as I mentioned with the technical documents, if you would prefer to work on something fun and something you want to do in terms of a hobby or something you have an interest in, say something like scuba diving or skydiving or any kind of diving, I suppose we could talk about that. All right, so this week's learning materials, of course, there is not a new reading assignment this week in the online textbook. However, there are plenty of things in there that are specific to technical writing and report writing. And I do want to point out that at the end of that document, there are some sample reports. They are not necessarily set up in APA the way that ours are, but it might give you some inspiration. There is a chapter specifically on formal analytical reports from OSU, so make sure that you read that carefully. I have an extensive video on the project itself, so please view that as well. And then, of course, you're viewing this right now, so that's easy enough. Let's talk about the assignment itself as well as the what you're going to do this week to share your topic. So this week, the only thing is due, like I said, is the formal analytical report topic choice. But within that, there is a link to the actual full assignment for the formal analytical report. So that is where I would start with that, and also the lecture about the formal analytical report. I'm not going to go as in-depth on it as I do there, but let me just kind of give you that overview. So the big thing is you're going to select a focus area, and that's really the only part that you're focusing on this week, but you can start doing some research and that sort of stuff. Choose a specific aspect, issue, or trend within your field of study or interest that you find compelling and worthy of analysis. This could be a current trend, emerging technology, a policy issue, or any other relevant topic. An example of that might be something like, in terms of things that people are talking about right now, AI, of course, is huge. And so emerging technology with AI would be absolutely a worthwhile thing to do a formal analytical report about. There's also a lot of discussion about power and alternative power, specifically like wind power and solar power, electric cars. Of course, that technology is something that a lot of people are interested in. So there's a lot of ways that you can go with this. It doesn't have to be focused on technology. As we've talked about before, just because something is called technical writing does not mean it is about tech. But those are some pretty, I don't want to say easy, but pretty obvious places where you can look for things that would be worthy of a technical report, of formal analytical report. You're going to be, of course, doing some research and data collection. Research it, use academic journals, industry reports, credible websites, and any other sources to gather data and information. I would encourage you to use the library liberally. And in fact, maybe even reach out to one of the librarians and talk to them about your research and have them give you some help on finding things that are both comprehensive and up to date. Develop a research question. You clearly define a research question or problem statement that your report aims to address. This should guide your analysis and provide a focus for your report. So my research question might be, will electric cars ever become the only kind of cars available in the United States of America? Or what can be done about AI generated content in terms of plagiarism, or in terms of creating fake news, creating fake photos, creating fake videos, things of that nature? That would be a research question. Conduct the analysis. Of course, you're going to analyze your data using appropriate analytical methods relevant to your field of study. Identify patterns, correlations, and trends. Discuss the implications of these findings on the broader context of your chosen area. And then, of course, you're going to make recommendations, because this is an analytical report, which means you're going to also give some potential answers, solutions, whatever. If it's a problem-oriented thing, then a solution is realistic. If it is a thought thing, then just, discussing ramifications and those kinds of things would be good. So in terms of structure, it is a formal report. So it's going to have a title page. It should have an executive summary, which is an interesting thing. We haven't done those before. Essentially, in the older version of APA, every document had that. It was called an abstract. But so executive summary, the table of contents, which you guys have been practicing, an introduction, methodology, if applicable. If you're just doing library type research, you don't really need to talk about that research, although you certainly can include where you found your information. So that's certainly fine. But methodology in this context typically relates to things like doing field studies and that sort of stuff, which you are probably not doing. Findings and analysis, recommendations, and of course, conclusion, which is where you will have a reflective statement about the whole process. And then, of course, your references. You are using APA. So this document is a report, but it is also an APA styled document. So use double spacing, use all the citation type stuff that you would use in any research paper. You are going to need to include some visuals. So these could be charts, graphs, tables, photos, whatever. They need to be labeled and referred to in the report. And then at the end, of course, it mentions the reflective statement. Write a reflective statement that discusses your approach to the research and analysis, challenges encountered, and the significance of your findings in the broader context of your field. So that is what the overall assignment is for the formal analytical report. You will notice it's a big one, 200 points for the written version of this. Now, this week, of course, you're not doing that. All you are doing is submitting your introduction. So for the submission, you'll be writing an introductory paragraph, an outline, and if you've already got some sources, go ahead and include those potential sources in a bibliography, full initial bibliography, though it's due next week. So you can start that now, get a head start on next week. Everything, of course, is a single Word document, or you can do it in PDF. That's fine. APA style. So you'll have a cover page. The intro and outline begin on page 2. And then the bibliography would begin at the top of the next page, wherever you are. Use plain double spacing, 1-inch margins, all the standards. Now, notice that this one does not require headings and subheadings, nor does it require a table of contents, because it is literally just an intro and potentially a bibliography. Essentially, you're recording and reporting to me what your formal analytical report is going to be about and where you are at the moment. So it's worth 25 points, easy peasy. If you need help with it, of course, as usual, please reach out. I am available. And otherwise, I'm kind of excited. I always enjoy reading the formal analytical reports because people choose things that are relevant to them, and that is always interesting to me. So good luck with the topic choice, and I will see you next week.